Hey there! With Contly you never need to worry about copy text, placeholder images, or even design feedback again. Contly takes your design to the next level with a simple templating system and a drag-and-drop one-click approach, featuring some optional built-in magic. You can use your own templates or generate new ones based on your brand and imagination, without wasting any time. Feel free to follow along using the Contly playground. The link is in the description below. Before we start, let's open Contly if you haven't installed it yet. Let's go directly to the Actions menu at the top bottom of Figma. Go to Plugin and Widgets and enter the name Contly. And you will see the Contly plugin here. Click on it to install it, and if the UI is visible, you did already the most complicated part. Let's dive in to learn a little bit more about Contly from here on. So, if you have installed Contly correctly as well as the playground, you will see something similar to what you see here right now on my screen. Before we get too much into the nitty-gritty details of Contly and do some real work, let's start with a small UI check. Contly is structured into three main areas. The first area is a header with the selection view as well as the template view inside the navigation pill. And right from it you can see the Smart Select as well as the context menu. For the Smart Select, this one gets quite handy later on. To keep it short, it helps you to select elements on the Figma canvas way easier than you would otherwise do with Figma itself. In the context menu you have some settings to tailor Contly to your needs and to make it work like you need to work it based on your workflow. In the center you have the main content area, where you can also do the main edits if you have selected something, or in case of the template view, you can there manage, add and manipulate all your templates. And at the bottom, after we've learned how the UI works, let's do actually some work with Contly. When you go to the right of the playground from the UI tutorial, you will find this one here. Keep it simple, just select the node on the top right corner. And then in Contly itself, you will see this small screen hinting you that you should scan the content. Let's do it. And what you can see here is that Contly has structured all the content from the node so that you can easily edit it. Now select me. Let's just replace the text with something else, like hello there. And you will see the change directly in Contly. From here on, you can also directly add some of our templates. And you can even copy-paste the whole content of all selected elements, which is handy especially for tables and longer lists. Okay, so far so good. Let's go to the next one and make it a little bit more complicated. Here you can select now both nodes. Let's just do it. And scan selection. Scan selection will render you all the elements you've selected. Right now it's based on the element or label title. If you change the layer name, also the grouping will change, but you could also say in the context menu, don't group it by layer name, I would like to have group it by parent name, which means it tries to group everything based on the related parent name, which can be quite handy. And then you have also element by type only, which means that it will just distinguish between image templates as well as text templates, which can make it more easier to edit bigger data. Let's keep it for now in this manner. One thing you've probably already realized so far is if you're in your flow, it could be quite annoying to always select the elements and click Scan Selection. You can streamline this process a bit by clicking on the top right context menu incontently and activate the live selection feature. Live selection means you never need to click the manual scan button again. Right now, you can see it on my screen. I select something, and then it's directly rendered into Figma, which is cool. But there's a reason that we have this toggle, especially if you have a slower device. It can be that it takes some resources you will need for other things. In this case, keep it deactivated. If you have a faster device, if it runs smooth for you, activate it. It will make your workflow way faster with Contently. Let's go to our next slide, where we learn more about templating. Whoop. In this section, we've already prepared a small node frame, which are the nodes, and if you click incontently on Randomize All, you will realize that it will only randomize the instant properties, but not the included text. There's a reason for it, because at this point, Contently does not know what to do with the text, because the layer names are just title. Whoop. Let's click here, title. And the title is not the most speaking name. Let's create our first template and then try to adjust the nodes in a way that they will accept our new template for the smart template feature. Therefore, we select one of the frames at the bottom. In this case, I selected the gamer tags. If you select the gamer tags and have the live selection activated, you will directly see all the text content. If we want to create our template, for sure we don't want to have the title gamer tags. So we can adjust our group by setting to layer name only, which will now intelligently try to come up with a nice layer grouping. In this case, we have the title in an extra group and the template gamer tags in a separated group. We click now on the three dots or on template and create a template. Then Contently will automatically render the template editor, where you can see all the elements which will be included into the template. You can edit them, you can remove them, you can add more stuff. But for now, I think it's fine. Let's give it a name. In this case, I name it new gamer tag. Save the template. And if I search for it, it will find our new gamer tag list. Still, if we click randomize on our nodes, nothing will happen, which is bad. So what we need to do is we could go directly to the master component of the node. Let's do it. Main component, go to component. Let's rename our title element so that it matches our template naming. Therefore, we press Ctrl and left mouse key so that we directly select the title element. And then you can either go to the top right to activate the multi-edit variants feature, or you could simply press Q on your keyboard to select all the title elements from this component set. If we have selected all the title element, we can simply do a right click on the layer in the left corner of Figma and then search for rename, or press simply Ctrl R for icon and name it new gamer tag, which is the name of our new created template. Then let's go back to the playground, select the top level frame where all nodes are included, and then press the template button again. And what will happen now? It will use our template to randomize the content of the nodes. If you want to edit more than just the title name to use the smart template feature. You could also change the layer names of the captions, the note bubble, as well as the emojis. What is also beautiful with Contently, it not only randomizes your text content, it also randomizes your component properties, which makes your layout even more lifelike and less boring. With this feature, you can easily check if your template scales well, if it can handle different text elements, different languages, or even different rotations of your component with just a simple button press. Alright, that's a wrap for this part. We've covered the basics, built our first templates, and seen how powerful Contently already is. But trust me, we are just getting started. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into some of the really exciting stuff, like working with image templates, handling smart overflow, effortlessly filling out tables and lists to streamline your workflow, and even using image compression to keep everything fast and light. So make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications. If you're following along in the playground, keep it open. I'm Dave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.